criminal, 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 criminal.
You are the gifted one. You found all 5 tapes within the animatronics' heads, but at what cost? As you put in the first VHS tape, you see a Fazbear Entertainment video manual. It shows Freddy Fazbear, maybe an older version. As you start dismantling the animatronic parts from the endoskeleton, you begin to smell something. It's a weird smell. Something you've never smelled before. You haven't showered in weeks, so it may even be you. You brush it off and there's only one more part left to take off, being the torso. As you begin to take it off, you finally know where the disgusting smell came from. The tape abruptly stops.
Climb inside the torso and accept your death.
Your curiousness gets the better of you as you put in the second tape. It's yet another Fazbear Entertainment video manual. This time not Freddy, but Bonnie. Specifically a Bonnie joint movement testing tape. As you test out Bonnie's arms, fingers, legs, ears and eyes, nothing seems to be quite out of the ordinary. Next up is a jaw, but Bonnie's nowhere to be seen. You take a look around the room where you finally spot him. As he inches closer and closer to you, you begin to feel uneasy. It's not the Bonnie you remember. He looks alive. It then cuts to black, slowly revealing a marionette. Some even would say a puppet, but you don't get to see more of it since Freddy isn't too fond of that. 2 tapes in, it could only go up from here, right? But you remember there only being 5 tapes, not 6. You pick up the one that has some weird snowflake on it. As you put it in, this time it's different. Happy music begins to play, but then... Hey everybody, it's me, IceeG. Someone said that only the cool people are subscribed to IceeG. So, do it now. Subscribe to IceeG. Click the red button now to put in the next VHS tape. Click it. Notifications on. To your surprise, this one isn't another ad to subscribe, but another Fazbear Entertainment video manual. It's Chica this time, and here it's to see if Chica correctly responds to sounds. She looks to the left, then to the right. As the sound begins to play in both speakers now, she is now looking... It's almost like Chica wants to tell us something. Story on birds, snow, and sleeping. But if you put them all together, you realize that it's not what it seems. Tape ends, and there are only 2 left. You put in the next tape. It's going to be Foxy this time, isn't it? Well, if you thought so, you'd be correct. As Foxy begins to tell you about the Pirate Cove show, you begin to feel comfortable and warm, just like you felt back in the day where you ate a pizza in Freddy Fazbear's. However, your moment is being interrupted by a screen showing 5 kids with 1 disappearing. You wait for the tape to end, but it somehow restarts. This time there's no music. Midway through, Foxy's voice is being interrupted by a weird alarm. You feel uneasy as the tape begins to show another kid disappearing. It restarts again, and there's a voice telling you that you should discard the tape immediately. You don't do so, and after 5 more kids disappeared, it now showed a familiar looking man.
What's the matter, Foxy? I thought you wanted an audience.
The tape stops. You now don't know whether or not this was a mistake. As the last tape begins to start, it's different to all the other tapes. It's a recording of some sort of banging on the door, but then it suddenly stops, so you assume that the tape stopped entirely. Was this some sort of joke? As you look back on the screen, you see text. It's someone talking about all of these tapes. Is this person talking to you? They tell you all about your father's death by an animatronic suit. How did they know? Then they tell you on how to end all of this. For good. You are Michael Afton, the son of William Afton. You accidentally killed your brother, but you never intended to. You know he won't forgive you, but he will. After all, you do deserve this happy ending. The very first FNaF VHS series by Squimpus McGrimpus started with multiple tapes depicting all of the main cast: Freddy, Bonnie, Chica and Foxy. Every tape seems to be found at the head of each respective animatronic. The first tape, the Fazbear Entertainment video manual, was a massive success, gathering a mind-blowing 6.9 million views, receiving lots of positive feedback for being something no one has really ever done before. A FNaF-style VHS tape type video. It was soon to be followed by 4 more videos lining up for 1 season. I'd like to call the 5 tapes, who are soon to be followed by a series of dot MP4 tapes, being 1 about Balloon Boy, 2 about the sister location animatronics, and the last one about Springtrap. I love how he communicates without text, but you can still know exactly what he's feeling. A 6th tape to the 5 tape series has now been released. least, a night security training video. These tapes really seem to be going towards William Afton's story, if that wasn't obvious by now. The now most popular video from the series, the facial recognition testing, depicts a worker of FREDBEAR Entertainment testing the animatronics' facial recognition, specifically the toy animatronics, which is Toy Bonnie in this case. He is tasked with deciding whether or not the person on the picture is innocent or a criminal. A few normal tests later, he's surprised to see a photo the animatronic isn't supposed to see. Toy Bonnie stands up and starts going for the worker. Luckily, he had a taser to stop Toy Bonnie from harming him. However, the worker isn't too fond of that.
But you can't just put shit in without telling me! I could have died!
Rightfully so. And then we get to see on who was on that picture. Going back off track to the other VHS tapes, we see security footage of Bonnie and Chica. Here they are communicating, and we finally see the animatronics not just as lifeless, emotionless animatronics, but as kids, trapped inside them for God knows how long. One Bonnie cry later, we get a company PSA video from FREDBEAR's Family Diner. This video goes in on how FREDBEAR's Family Diner will be rebranding, such as different animatronics, a rearranged pizzeria, and if someone does ask about FREDBEAR and Spring Bonnie, he responds with the following.
FREDBEAR does not exist. Spring Bonnie does not exist. He does not exist.
But nothing can easily be swept under the rug, right? Again, we get two .mp4 videos, one depicting Bonnie at the door at the FNaF 1 location, and the second a power outage at the same location. Then we get a animated cartoon, The Missing Member Mystery. We get to see a conversation between the main cast, specifically about pizza. As Chica puts down all the plates, she notices that there are 2 extra chairs there. Freddy mentions that it may just be a strange coincidence.
Just a strange coincidence is all.
A little bit later, Chica goes through some trash. She notices a piece of paper in the corner of her eye. She picks it up, just to see 2 shadow animatronics in front of the main cast. As she puts it away, she seems kind of freaked out when it now gets chaotic. When the music starts ramping up, we see FREDBEAR and his plushy counterpart in front of a raging fire. The before happy end Michael deserved starts breaking down, and it now seems like the souls may be trapped in here forever. After this, we get a season 3, or as I would like to call it, the Afton tapes. This last season only contains 2 tapes, being Memories and Finale. In Memories, you found a cassette tape inside William Afton's bedroom. He goes on through talking about the recent happenings in Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, specifically on the 5 missing children.
It was hell for them, but it was heaven for me.
Then on how his youngest son died. He thinks that his son Michael is bullshitting everyone by saying it was an accident. In this series, the youngest son is called Joseph, and Michael hated on how his dad loved Joseph more than him, which is why Michael tormented Joseph, and after his death, William hated him even more than before. But he couldn't let his anger out on him, everyone would find out if he did, so he had to do it another way. He had an idea, and he says,
Maybe it didn't necessarily have to be Michael.
He picked out the worst kids, and he knew exactly how to do it and how to dispose of the bodies. Then he goes into on how he checks the spot where he hides the tape every day to see if it had moved even one single bit. In the final VHS video, it occurs right after FNaF 3's iconic scene. William Afton is now trapped within Spring Bonnie. He's trapped inside that suit now, for days, months, even years.
Michael! Don't leave me here! Michael! Michael! Help me!
Here, I really have to put out on how good of a job the voice actor did. You can feel his emotions just through his voice. It's now October 6th, 28, and it had been 15 years since he got trapped inside Spring Bonnie. He finally got out, but he only got put into a different location, specifically into Fazbear's Frights. But remember what the puppet told you at the start of the video. You know exactly what you have to do. Keep your match alight, and be ready, Michael. This is the end. It's the end of Afton's story, and both of them will now rest in peace together.